Hello everybody, it's day 35 and my book is getting really full. I'm so excited about it. I forgot to do one thing yesterday, and I told you I was thinking about definitely putting a piece in between the 2 days, between 33 and 34, because, and I'll show you this. Day 33 was very blue and pink with the little card over here. And then when you flip to day 34, it's very red and green. So I think you can see those two together. I did not like them together. And the only vellum I had left, and I could have done something like put a doily on vellum or that kind of thing, but I've done that. That's how my book opens. So I found this piece, and it's a die cut paper. It's very old. It was old when I put it into my Christmas stash a couple of years ago and used part of it. So I have no idea where it came from. This is like that. It's really kind of like die cut mulberry paper is what it really feels like. So I just put that in between the two pieces here. And right now I haven't put anything on it. And I don't know that I'm going to because of the way this lays. What I could do if I wanted to is I could put a little something here. I had toyed with some washi or some ribbon or something like that, but I think I am just going to leave it for now. If I found something flat that I really, really liked, I could, do that. I've got some die cuts really close. I could do something like, that, which, that looks okay, but I haven't found anything that really spoke to me and said that it needed to be there. So right now, I think I'm going to leave it, although I just saw this. I want to see, yeah. I think right now I need to stop worrying about this and just leave it. So this is yesterday's page, day 34. I'm now having to hold my pages in my book as I take the other ones out because it's so full. This is the photo that I did yesterday of the Christmas tree, a work day, a long work day again today for me. So I'm going to do another 6x8 page on the back of this and use that photo of the nativity that I told you about yesterday. So sometimes you can use the backs of these. I obviously can't because of this. I'd have to do something here. And I don't think that that is very nice looking either on that pattern. Now, I just looked at that, and I do have some of that green left from yesterday, and I actually kind of like the way that set off. But if I did that, then I'd be repeating the same paper, and I don't know that I want to do that, just because I have so much paper. So maybe it's time for something else, and I'm just going to look and see what I have here. It's a really sweet Precious Moments nativity. It's very light, and so I could do that. And I just heard, I'm going to stop the video, I just heard a noise upstairs, and nobody's supposed to be home except for me. So I'm just going to go check that out, and I'll be right back. Okay, nothing too exciting. It was my mom arriving home. Her plans that she thought she had changed a little bit, so she is home again. All right, so we have that, which is kind of cute, the little stars, and I like the softness of this. There's that, although I don't care for it as well as I do that little blue and white here. I also have that little chevron, which that looks actually pretty good as well. And I have my snowflake paper. Let me grab that because I have quite a few sheets of this. But I've used that in the snow. So far I'm really kind of liking this chevron, which surprises me. I didn't think that that would be my pick. Just checking to see if there's anything else. Oh, there's this beautiful piece, but that won't work here. I need to do a layout with this. This is an old Webster's Pages piece. So I think it's going to be either the chevron And the reason I'm liking the chevron, I think, is because it stands out against here, or the piece right behind it, and definitely it's the chevron. So I need to measure this again. You think I would remember this from day to day, but I don't. So I think this was just a little bit less than 8.5, if I remember correctly. Yes, about 8 3/8 high. Okay, and this is Ellie Studios Good Cheer. This is one of my favorite pieces of paper. It looks like I'm going to use it for the last time because I think this is my last sheet. And then this one was 6 1/4, basically. Okay, so I've got that, and I'm going to go close the door a second. Sorry, my mom is heading back to where she really lives most of the time after spending the Christmas holidays with me. And I try not to tape when she's around just because it kind of imposes on her to be quieter, and sometimes she forgets. So anyway, yes. So back to this. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to tape this to the back of the other one right away. So I do that not just with my 3x4 cards, but my 6x8s as well. I think I got that down okay. I did here and here. Okay, and it's a little bit, I need to trim because that it's a little bit big there. It's a little bit off, I think, with my measurement. And maybe a little trim there. This one you might see it on the other side though because I've got that band there, but that's okay. If people are looking that closely for the imperfections, I'm in trouble. All right, so here is this now. I did see this little wood veneer here that says Believe, and I like the idea of that because that's part of what the Nativity is about. And I'm just wondering, this is very, there's a lot of wood here, but if I use that wood, you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm not quite sure what kind of colors I'm going to use on this. I don't know that I want to go pink here, but that I could definitely do. I could add that little Merry Christmas piece in there. I kind of like the idea of having some different colors in there. Let's see. I'm just looking to see what I have here. You know, I could pop that on there. I don't really like that banner like that though. Okay, so that's not the answer. I just was wondering if, let's see, and I don't like that a lot, so we're gonna put that back. I've got snowflakes, but I don't think I want to use that on this, at least not those particular snowflakes. I do have some stars here, but the blue would be wrong. I could do the silver or the gold, but I don't have any gold in here at all. So I think that's not the answer either. I'm going to look at, I have, let's see, Christmas, Noel, Celebrate, and Spirit. Seasons, Greetings. I haven't used these. These are from, just haven't, these are wooden words that I got at Michael's, and I just haven't used them. But could we There's one that says Spirit. Can we use this one that says Merry Christmas along the top? Ooh, I like the idea of that. And then maybe something down here to write on, which means I need my blue or my aqua. My nativity goes back more than 30 years, the first pieces of it. So, and then I added to it for many, many years. I don't think that's right. This is another one of those cases where I probably need a big circle, and I don't know that I'm going to have it. Oh, I do have this one though. So that's actually pretty good. And if I could find another something to go under there, that would be great. Let's see. I do have this little card here that says you bring me so much joy, which this does. And then this adds some of the other colors in here as well. Okay. Let's see. There we go. So that looks pretty good. I'm still not loving that square there. So let's go back here. This could work too. This says wintertime fun, but if I tuck it up underneath, you won't see that. And that's, oh, except now I see, you see those trees. And I don't know that I really like that. No, that won't work. Okay. A lot of winter stuff, winter wishes, and I think I've said this before. This says the best. Not seeing a lot of these pieces here. That not a lot that I could use here anyway. Here's a little piece that says magical, but that I think doesn't fit either. Okay, so not sure what we're going to do here, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing right now for options. So I'm going to go back into my book, or my 3x4 cards here, and see if there's anything that I could use like in part. Now this says celebrate. That's a 4x6 card. Oh, but I thought I would put the Merry Christmas across the top there, so that I'm not going to do. But I'm thinking if I could use like a part of a card like that, except this isn't going to work because I don't want another stripe in there. So let's see, what else do we have here? I could do that. And I think I used my other darker blue already. I think I used that. This is kind of interesting here. I just found a little card here that says peace to the world. And I do have, okay. So this, I just got a couple extra little things here that these came from cut-aparts and that kind of thing. So this one would be some red and green, adding a little bit of red in here, which I don't think is the worst thing. If I do this, like this, and I could make that come off even more to this side. That might be what I do. is do it like this and then repeat the wood up at the top. So that's a thought. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to these where I know these are. I think I still have some of these as cut aparts somewhere. And just look to see. And that's these sheets right here. I also have some red journaling labels here as well. So I could do that. I could add that little chevron in here that says Last Christmas. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out because I think I want to see how this looks. And then I'll just put it in. If I don't use it, then I can store it in one of the other packets of 3x4 cards I have. Okay, so then what I would do with this, let's see if I can just lift this, because I'm not sure I love all that, the white of that with the red, but I kind of like the red accent in here now. I'm looking at that and kind of liking that. The other thing I could do here too is I could add in a like enamel dot or something like that. I could do that as well too to get some red in here. I did think about cutting like this circle label up, but I think I already have so much red there I don't want a circle label there. And then this says Merry Christmas here. So now I'm kind of just looking at spacing, like how much of space am I taking up? What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down. I think I fooled around long enough with what these things could look like. So then I'm going to take my Merry Christmas, and as I took it off, I broke it. So be careful with these wood veneers. That makes me a little bit sad. Let's see. Oh, it's an interesting way it broke too. Be careful if you have these Michaels wood veneers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I think these little tabs here can come off. I'm going to put Christmas here so I know about where to get Mary. Oh, and it looks like really, and I've got a little wood piece there that I might need. I might put this on and then fix it more later. So what I'm going to do is that Christmas, and I know now to be really careful when I take these off. Really, really careful when I take these off. So I just kind of twisted them off, and you can kind of see, I don't love the way they did these because you can see the little sticky piece behind it. Should let you see what I'm doing here. This should be a quick layout, but these are going to cause more problems than anything. All right. And I think I'm going to put this actually on the page because the wood veneer here is pretty delicate. Instead of doing it at the top of the page like I have for lots of things. Then it'll protect it from handling. Okay, so we have that down. I'm going to put this over here. So this is going to hang off the edge just a little bit. And then I think I need to glue this down a little bit more. It's not really sitting very stable yet. So let's get that glued down. Okay, that's glued down. I kind of know what this is going to look like, so we're going to leave that while I try to deal with this now. And I'm going to take the same thing I did here. I'm just going to peel these kind of off. It would help if I had fingernails. But you know the story behind that. Massage therapists don't get to have them. So, there. And, okay, so that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is put my ATG, which suddenly things were going well, and now things don't want to cooperate. And now I just broke the Y in Mary. Okay, be really, really careful with these wood veneers because they are so delicate. These words are. Okay, so I'm just going to put that down. And then what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive because I know of no other way that I'm going to get this down. The piece is so tiny, and it will probably help if I do it on the other one as well too. The other thing that I can do to get this placed, if I want to, is I could use my tweezers. Okay, and then when you do this with the Scotch Quick Dry, just hold it for a second. On this one, I'm going to use both. I'll put the ATG behind it, and then also right in that little spot there, it like separated, the M did, into the different plies, is what happened here. Okay, so I did that. Now here's the tricky piece. The ply of the M actually fell apart there, or came apart a little bit. So I have this tiny little piece, and I'm going to see if I can get this back in here. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but let's try it. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting that piece right on there. And there we go. Okay, I got it on there. And I just, I got it on there, and then it stayed on my finger. Okay, let's try that again. It was working, sort of. Okay, and I'm being very careful too that my Scotch Quick Dry, that I put my little cap back on. And I'll put that on better in just a minute. But, okay, so here's my little piece again. If I could pick it up like that, except I need it this way. Because I can see the way that break goes. I need to flip it. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take it between my two pieces there and just set it in. I don't know. I'm not sure that this is exactly working the way I want it to, but there. I literally just broke this ply with my tweezers too. Okay, I'm just going to let that sit there for a minute and see if it will just adhere to itself. Other thing I'm going to do is glue this a little bit better here. Okay, so let's just leave the M alone for a little bit, since I've just about chopped the poor M up. Now I'm going to cut. There's a little bit of a white shadow on here. And then what I'm going to do is, you know, we're not going to use this Last Christmas piece. So I just cut that off to enable me to use this a little bit, what do I want to say? I'm able to, there we go. I was able to stick it up under there. Now, the thing to know about this is I did print some of these on matte photo paper, and when I first printed these, I printed them on glossy. So this one is printed on glossy, so I'm going to have to make sure I use my my slick writer, and I happen to have one from scrapbook.com. Okay, so now I'm trying to decide how I want this to go, because you can kind of see the edge of my IKEA, the edge of my IKEA shelf there, but I think that's going to be okay. Okay, so we'll do it like that. How's my friend the M doing up here? It's either glued down or it's not at this point. And the answer to that is it's not. So I'm just going to take that out of there, because I think it'll be less distracting if it's not there. And try to remember the next time I ever use these that that there's lots of issues, because oh, my Y just separated to And now I definitely need to get these on here because I can't, it's all glued down. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I put a little bit of the ATG on the Y. I am going to use my tweezers for this one. Hopefully this will work. And hopefully it'll stay. Oh my goodness. See, this is one of the things that if we don't do these videos real time, you don't see this kind of stuff going on. Okay. Close enough. I'm so sad because I love this nativity and my process or my pieces here are not being very cooperative. Okay, I think that's good. We're going to leave it before anything else happens. Now, what I do want to do here is I do want to add in my my numbers, and today is day 35. So I'm just going to look and see. I have these Jelly Bean Soup numbers here, and I think I'm going to use these because they're pretty big and they take up that circle, because I can put the date here. And there we go. Yeah, I think that looks good. I kind of like the way that crosses more than one thing. Okay, so, oh my goodness, it was a chore getting here, wasn't it? Just to this one little piece. Now, I also could add some sequins or those kinds of things, and I'm just going to kind of look at maybe doing that. I think I said in one of my videos yesterday maybe that I really hadn't used a lot of sequins here, and I haven't. So I'm thinking maybe that might be something kind of fun to add here. I'd like to put a great big one right there, but I think that's gonna look kind of weird, or maybe not. Huh, I actually kind of like the way that looks. Okay, when all else fails, use your sequins to hide where you have really messed up your wood veneer. There's a good tip. So I'm going to take my little Zots here, and I just apply those direct to whatever the surface is that I'm going to stick the sequin to. In this case, I think I might have to stick it to the sequin because it's not sticking very well to the wood veneer. So I think I have to do that. There we go. But normally what I do with those is I just do this. Take it off with my little tweezers here, put it somewhere where the sequin will cover it, and just do that like that. And then it holds it. I think some people apply their sequins with their Scotch Quick Dry, but for me, I've had them pop off more than once when I've done that, so I don't use that for mine. And this one right now is being a little bit difficult. Okay. So again, I'm just placing that sequin somewhere where, or the dot where I know the sequin's going to be. And then just covering it with the sequin. All right, actually, I really like the way that turned out looking, and I'm wondering if I should put another one up here somewhere. I'm gonna grab another one and see what I think. Now you only see the mess from the Y, but I think putting another one on here might look kind of funny, but I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try it and see what I think. Yeah, that's not my favorite look, but what I could do is pop one right there. Kind of emphasizes the chevron up there. Okay, so one more. Okay, there we go. Well, it was hard getting here, but I have finally arrived, and day 35, which is a relatively simple layout, is finally done. So hope you're all well, and I will be back tomorrow with day 36. Oh, bye-bye.